there's a huge gap here in, let me just say, Nigeria, where there's a lot of lack of infrastructure. And who's going to build this infrastructure? If someone else comes to build the infrastructure for profit, they're going to end up selling the infrastructure to me, and I would have to pay at a premium. So it only makes sense, if I have the means, for me to be involved in building that infrastructure, not just because I want to help. Of course, I want to, in the process, I want to help, emerging artists. I want to help my emerging community, but I would also be helping myself, and that's why, for me, it's been very key to, invest back and build this infrastructure, and that's what I've been trying to do in the past since November with Empower Africa.
Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. A double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to Yakin that's out there doing the work of truth and in sincerity. All right, signing out y'all with the blood of truth. And, just basically going off of that clip that you've seen in the beginning, Esau is expanding his empire, through the guise of rebuilding infrastructure, and it's only to bring, it's a globalist agenda, to heap unto himself all people, as the scriptures say right in front of you. They want to heap unto themselves all people. Why? So they can control and ultimately enslave men's souls, man. Enslave men, because there's a whole, and another question to phrase is, why is Google at the forefront of all of this? We already know they have their nefarious plans. Of course, it's going to come in the guise of, humanitarianism, rebuilding infrastructure, So in a sense, they're going to, play it as though they're bringing light to the world, and they're bringing, light to these third world countries. And in reality, they're doing nothing but setting these people up, mainly our people. The Nigerians are Israelites, man. And so, but it's just not happening to our people. He's doing it on a global scale. Whether it be India, and Google is nothing more than frameworks of that image of the beast, which will lead to the mark of the beast, And we're seeing these things continually, we're seeing this beast system rear its ugly head and basically consume all things, man, all these countries, basically bringing them in and to ultimately what? Enslave them once again. This is Habakkuk 2 and 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will wait and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. All right. Because basically, the Lord is the one that's given us the one up. The Lord has given us what to say, according to his will, according to his prophecy. Okay. And so we're nothing but watchmen, as the Lord made the statement, the Father, he spoke of the Father, to do his will, so to speak. And I'm roughly paraphrasing, man. I can't remember that scripture, but whatever. Oh, the Lord, he always he said things according to the word of the Lord, and I forget exactly how it says it, but he made the reference that the Lord has given him the word to speak. And bear with me for a second. I'm trying to find it. Oh well, I think the scripture says that whatever he shall hear, that shall he speak. Let's see if I can find it really quick. So Salakia, because we're coming in the same stead, Here we go. This is John 16:13. It says, howbeit when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, which we know is Yahweh Shai ultimately, the spirit that proceeded from Yahweh, that pretty much latched on to Yahweh Shai. We have that same spirit, that spirit of truth, right? So it says he will guide you into all truth. All right, for he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will shew you things to come. And like I said, we're in the same boat, so to speak. Because we're not saying our own words, we're just saying what the Spirit is revealing to us, and we feed the flock. So it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. What's the vision of those are the prophecies, the words of the Lord? Because the scripture says his word shall not return unto him void. Or Isaiah 55:8, the word that he sent forth, that shall come forth out of his mouth shall not return unto him void. All right. It says make it plain upon tables. So, you're supposed to break it down, line upon line, that he may run that read it. All right. Because everybody that received this word, they start pretty much to run, and Paul likened this unto a race. So, it says, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, all right, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, all right, and that's we're saying the prophecy speak right now, all right, because this is the appointed time, the scriptures talking about is a time and place for everything, and the time and place that we're in, we're at the end. So, and this is the place for his prophecies to take place. The words that he has brought, spoke, are being brought to pass, and we're seeing them take place. All right. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. All right. And so whose soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. All right. And then it's talking about the ones that's exalted, and we know the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, is the ones that's exalted, because this is pointing straight to the ones that's ruling the earth. And the scriptures say in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? And so the scriptures is posing the question because it's obvious, The sons of the wicked run the earth. They rule the earth, all right? But it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, all right? So, yeah, they're exalted. They have this level of prowess, but they're not upright men. They don't think with an upright mind, though they be exalted in the earth, all right? Their souls are wicked. They are the children of the wicked, the seed of the wicked. It says, but the just shall live by his faith, all right? And so that's an identifier of the righteous. They're going to be living by faith, And you can see that with the men of the Lord, Lord willing, we are the number, but we live by faith, because this truth is the basis of it, the foundation of it is faith, Verse 5, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, all right, he is a proud man. Now, him transgressing by his wine is his philosophy, all right? And through your philosophy, you can transgress the laws and frameworks of the Lord, by doing your own will, by your own ideals, your own set of principles, He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. All right, and that's Esau, Edom. Okay, this whole globalist agenda. When you talk about globalism and globalization, that's them neither keep it at home, because Esau, the so-called white man's agenda, is a global one. It's for all mankind. They're not narrowing it down to just a few individuals. This thing is. They're forcing everybody to come up under their umbrella, of their new world order, their new smart cities, and because that's what they're building. They're building smart cities. They're building, the internet with the smart cities, which, you look up the Internet of Things, what the Apostle Tahar used to always brings out. You know, when you look it up, every Esau wants everybody to be interconnected so they can basically control and watch everything you do. All right, and say, okay, it says neither keep it at home, okay, and that's why you see Google involved, you know, and not just the American military industrial complex, but they have other ventures as well, that prove this scripture. All right, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death. All right, so no matter where the so-called white man goes, his desire is as hell, meaning basically death. Hell is synonymous with death in the grave. All right, so it's just basically reiterating, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. So they cannot be satisfied. And we see that through their greed, that the so-called white man can be satisfied and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. All right, and see, when you see individuals talking about an emerging economy or building infrastructure, that basically what's happening is, Esau is going to be at the helm of it. Esau is going to be the one that helps, because once again, it's the system, it's the beast system that's ruling, And so no matter where they go, and if you hear the term emerging economy or, a global, what is it, building infrastructure, and whenever these people are at the helm of it, at the front line of it, it's that global agenda, it's that globalization, that new world order, okay? And they're only doing it so they can, like the scriptures say, heapeth unto them all people. So Salakia, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. All right, and obviously all signs point to Esau, because these are the ones that thick clay. All right, okay, is the debt that the so-called white man is accumulating, by constantly printing money, okay, out of thin air, so to speak. When you go into the Hebrew word thick clay, it's abatyat, which actually means debt, okay. And so Salaki says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him who that ladeth himself with thick clay. All right. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. So the Lord, there's a dynamic of things going on, man. As Esau is procuring, the stage, the global stage, or heaping unto himself all people, the Lord is turning his allies against him, so they can go into battle. That third world war. Shall not rise up suddenly and shall bite thee, and awake shall vex thee, because the nations, the Lord is putting the spirit on the nations to wake up. Okay, and it's a race to procure all nations, but it's all under the same system. You got all these nations fighting against each other for, pretty much to be the head of the world, or the world reserve, the world reserve to basically, be at the head of these nations. And what's happening is, it's the same system, it's the same system. So it doesn't matter. All right, so Salaki says, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetous to his house, Esau, all right, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil, And so that's what they think. They think the accumulation of all these things, taking resources and all this stuff, and setting these people up, that they're going to save themselves in the end, But that's just the total opposite, all right? Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. And they're cutting off many people by what? By way of peace, by way of, liberty and all of that stuff. And those are nothing but guises to steal people's, natural born right to live and to sustain themselves. All right. It says, "For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it." All right. Woe to him that buildeth the tower. All right. So that's pretty much it. So these Edomites are going to be revealed on what they're doing, man. Of course. All right. So 2 Thessalonians 2:7, it says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." All right. Which this is the time that they're being revealed. All right. And the spirit of his mouth is his truth and his prophets, his prophets coming with that truth. All right. It says, "And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming," which he's going to come as an angelic being. As the scriptures say in Isaiah 47:3, "I shall not meet thee as a man." All right. And what is that alluding to? His angelical powers, his spiritual powers, the powers in which he's coming in, his glory in which he's coming in. All right. Verse 9, "Even him who's coming after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders." All right. And that's what Esau is doing to these nations, starting with our people too. He's doing our people, he's selling them a dream. All right. But he's coming in the power and the working of Satan, So he's coming to deceive. He's coming to, take the God particle away from people's understanding. All right. It says, with all power and signs and lying wonders. So they're gonna be, it's gonna be a hell of a dream that they're selling, man. All right, because they're gonna have all type of things that entice these people. Okay, they're gonna have all type of things, man. And with this whole digital currency coming up, they're gonna basically zero everything out. And this money people are gonna be consuming. I mean, well, and the money people are gonna be using is gonna be just, it's gonna be how can I say this money that they're setting up is it's gonna be enticing for these people, man, because like I said, he might give incentives and all type of things, but Salakia. So let me see. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So you're gonna have individuals who are gonna be taken away by the deception of Esau, who's coming in the power of Satan. And they're not coming to liberate anyone. They're not coming by giving them infrastructure and building their cities. It's just another guise of deception, man. That's all there is to it. But the Lord is going to cast them down when the time comes, man. All right. I'm gonna give this last scripture and then I'm gonna close out. Job 3:15. Let me see now. Oh, it's 5, I think. Yep, it's 5. Job 5 and let me see, 5:12. It says, "He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." All right, and that's what the Lord is doing, because their enterprise consists of the New World Order, the digital-based currency, which is the RFID chip. They're going to use the RFID chip as the marquee thing to run this society. So the Lord is going to disappoint that. Of course he's gonna capstone his enterprise, but when he capstone, as the scripture said, when he go to fill his belly, then that's when the Lord is going to pounce. How's it go? Let me see. Because the scripture said when he go to fill his belly, that's when the Lord showed. This ain't on the screen, but hold on. In fact, I'll just get it. Job 20. Yeah, I said I was going to close out, but nah. 20 and let me see. 20 and 19. All right, I'll start at 19. It says, because he hath oppressed, Job 20 and 19, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. You see, because of these things that they're doing in the earth, being covetousness, and covetousness means basically you basically want to take things that's with malicious, malignant intent because of envy, because you envy the next person. And Esau envies the poor. He envies the poor because, they want to dictate how much the poor needs for their survivability, while they hoarding all the goods and keeping all the things for themselves while the poor struggle, So it says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, all right? He shall not save of that which he desired, all right? So it's not going to go down well with them, They're going to definitely feel some type of, they're going to feel, it's going to be grievous unto them, all right? It says, there shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in strength. All right. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right. And that wicked, the word wicked there is imol, which really means I think it's stricken, the poor, let me see. Imol, the laborers, those that the slaves, basically, those that's at the bottom, the ones that suffer. Okay. So when he's at the height of his, the height of his enterprise, bringing in the new world order, making all people one, all global citizens, forcing everybody to take the chip, that's when the Lord is going to spring that trap. It's going to be World War III. He's going to be fighting against his allies, and ultimately he's going to be destroyed, America. All right, right along with the state of Israel. Okay, and that's biblical prophecy. Okay. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. All right. And so it's going to come in a time where he's not aware. All right. And that's why we know, it's high time to wake out of sleep, because our salvation is nearer than what we believe. All right. And, and it is, that's for our people, those Nigerians, man, those Israelites, that's in Nigeria, man, that want to get along, to go along, and want to be part of Esau's infrastructure. All he's going to do is, what? He's going to, as the scripture said, though they consent unto him, they shall be had in derision. So if you consent unto the ways of the so-called white man, his ways, his new world order, man, it's only going to be toward your destruction. Okay. And for the most part, that was it. The gist of the lesson, Lord willing, is edifying, because I just seen, that clip, and then, and I thought to myself, man, that this is how they're going to be getting most of these countries that, that are pretty much, cut off from the world, that don't have any infrastructure. You're going to have companies like Google is going to be the main one, and Boston Dynamics and all these different conglomerate of corporations come in, which is, Esau working in the power of Satan, heaping unto himself all people, those are going to be the ones that's going to be forwarding this agenda, man, So Salakia, 2 Ezra 16 and 68, it says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. All right. And they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idol. All right, and as Esau goes to capstone his enterprise, he's going to be forcing people to take that RFID chip. All right, he's going to be forcing people because the time's going to come, man, and most people are going to still be saying. Most people ain't even going to know that they're going to know about the RFID chip being a mark of the beast, but they're not going to have the understanding that they shouldn't take it because this new world to come is going to be so appeasing to them, the new world order. But here's the point. Verse 69 says, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot." So those that consent unto the so-called white man's enterprise, they're gonna be had in derision, man. All right, they're gonna be destroyed, man. And with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, the honors to your apostles and elders, salutations to Akim, Shalom.